Recently I asked you, yes you, what you wanted to know. What questions you had about motorhoming, my van life, my life, anything and everything. And that is what we're doing in today's video, answering all your questions. So let's jump into them, shall we? This feels a bit like a little series I used to do. But we'll talk more about that later on, shall we? First question is from Richard. Enjoying the videos, thank you very much. You're most welcome. Can I ask one question, as it is bugging me and the wife often, and we often wonder this. Why does the back of the seat that you use in the back of the land yacht not line up with the top of the seat? The white line at the top half is about 2 inches away from the bottom half. Are these not in line? Well, that's down a bit, that one's up. Is that what you mean, Richard? I don't know. I don't know if that's the right question, if I'm answering the right question there. Next, oh. We are changing our eldest CV40 for a Sunlight V66 and intend to travel far and wide. My wife still works, but I'm retired, and we're looking forward to travelling, especially meetings, shows and events in the UK and abroad. As I value your experience and knowledge, which is the best unlimited data SIM for the UK? Well, I would say personally, now I've been using, so basically the question is, what is the best unlimited data SIM in your opinion? And that's from Keith. Right, so Keith, I've had a lot of use from EE. Now I had an EE data SIM, which I bought off Amazon. It's a good tip to buy it off Amazon because you're buying it for like a period of time. So 18 months, 24 months, you pay a set price. You're then detached from the network. You can't then have price increases, which is a Brucey bonus. The only problem with that is you can't use it abroad. It's a UK package only. But when I did use it, I absolutely caned it. And I didn't come anywhere. I didn't have any warnings. No one sent me any messages. They didn't phone it. There wasn't, you know, I mean, the router does accept SIM messages, so I could see things on there. There were no like, warning, you've done too much, slow down, stop, we're going to kick you off. There was none of that. And then on my phone, I'm with EE. It's quite a bit of a badge of honour, to be fair. I've showed a lot of people it when we were talking about data and that. My data usage is in the terabytes, not gigabytes anymore. So again, and I'm on a proper plan with them, with my phone. So if everyone was going to have a go at me, they would have had a go at me by now. So I can definitely recommend EE. And they've got pretty good speeds, pretty good coverage. The other one is 3. I've got another data SIM now. The reason I've gone for 3 is just to try and diversify the networks I'm on. So on my phone, I'm on EE. Then I've got 3, and then as a backup, I've got Starlink. So I will go with either 3 or EE. Next question, how do you get around congestion charges and ULEZ? Do you just pay it or do you avoid the areas? Well, I have been caught a couple of times. I've been caught in Sheffield on the Derek Doyle or Derek Dooley way. Pain in the backside that was. Didn't know about it until it said, thank you for leaving, thank you for driving through the clean air zone. Make sure you pay. And I was like, what? So, yep, got caught on that one. And then I exited the M25 and went 2 or 3 roads in, and I got caught in the ULEZ as well. And it's £100 for me. Not fun at all. One top tip, if you are over 3.5 ton and your class is a big vehicle, you need to register for ULEZ. If you're anywhere in the south and you're going to be on the M25 and you could potentially come off of the motorway and then go another way, or have a diversion, go to TfL, I think it is, or whoever it is, robbers.com. I like that one. I like that one. Even though that's mine, I like that. They are daylight robbers, right? There's no ifs or buts about that. Go to robbers.com and register for auto pay. The reason I say this is if you do go in, they will automatically take the £100. For me, they will. But if you did go in and you didn't realise you went in, because your class is a big vehicle, your class is HGV, you'll get £1,000 fine. Or if, this is where I say they're robbers, or if you pay it quickly, it's £500. And there is no like first ones that will let you off or anything like that. They're not doing that. You don't know if you've been caught until the fine comes through the door. So please, please, please register for auto pay. So if a camera does catch you, yes, it's £100, and I'm not saying they deserve it. I'm not saying they should have it. It's not fair. It's damn right robbery. But I'd much rather them pinch £100 out of my account than them send me a fine for 1,000 or 500. And the other thing that you have to remember for us is we're getting our mail, if you're full-time, usually to friends or family or someone or a care of address. So if they don't open it straight away and you do get that £1,000 fine and it says pay it within 14 days, you know it's only 500. You might not, if they don't open your mail quickly, then you're not getting that fine straight away, and then it's £1,000. So yeah, my ultimate rule is I just try and stay away from the zone. I don't want to go near it. I've got some plans this year to take some motorhomes out from Oak Tree so I can go into the zone, and then I'll just pay the congestion charge and things like that. But for the land job to go in, I've got to pay the congestion charge, which I think is what, 12 or 15 quid. Then I've got to pay the £100 a day to go in in the ULEZ. So yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. There's nowhere I need to go in there that much. So that is my top tip though. Register for auto pay if you're anywhere around the M25 and you could potentially go in and you've got a big vehicle. You'll thank me later. Next question. Why don't you make this is where Graham, you got some bants. Why don't you make it into a Q&A series and post it every Monday? I could do that. I seem to recall I had a series like that. You know what that is. In all seriousness, that was a great series, and I've done it for a whole year. Every Monday morning, 7 a.m, video went out answering your questions. The reason I stopped it was because I'd answered so many questions and there were no real new questions coming through each week, so it was quite thin on the ground. I am open to the ideas of Motorhome Monthly. If you guys are, what do you think? Drop that in the comments below. By the way, if anyone has a contact for Pepsi, hook a brother up, right? I need to get sponsored. 2025 is the year I need to be sponsored by Pepsi. I love this brand. I go to war with people when they're talking about that pig swill Diet Coke and Coke Zero. Come on, hook me up. Next question. YouTube provides the income to continue your van life lifestyle. Do you think you would still be living in a van if you had to take up another job? And do you plan on buying a fixed home later in life? Any plans to upgrade to a newer van? Well, there's quite a few questions there, Linda. Right, first question. If I had to get another job, would I still be living van life? Now, I did have another job. I was previously a lorry driver, and I was a lorry driver for, well, I was a lorry driver for more than this, but I was a lorry driver for about 5 years whilst living in my first motorhome. So yeah, I parked it every day in the car park at work. Or in the evenings, I was a night driver. I went and done my shift. Once I finished my shift, I come back to the motorhome, take the motorhome, and then went and found a park up every day. And that was that way for, like I say, 4.5, 5 years. I've now quit and now full-time YouTube content creator and author. Now that was another lovely night's park up. No problems, no knock, no hassle. Now if you would like to start wild camping just like me, and finding places to park without the dreaded knock, then grab my book. It will teach you everything you need to know from 8 years of experience of mine without ever getting a knock. Grab it now. You're not going to want to miss it. I need to do one photo shoot and then I'm classed as a model. Wouldn't that be a resume? Wouldn't that be a resume? Who am I, American? Wouldn't that be a CV? YouTuber, content creator, author, speaker, model. Oh. Right, let's calm down. Back to the question. Do you plan on buying a fixed home later in life? No. I do not. I have no plans on buying a home later in life, a fixed home, fixed address. No plans on that whatsoever. The only thing I would quite like is to buy a couple of fishing lakes, and then make a bit of a campsite at the side of it and do a whole host of things on there. But that, in terms of actual, you know, fixed place, that is the only thing I'd like to buy and like to do. But, you know, we'll see how that goes in the future. And any plans to upgrade to a newer van? No, I intend to keep this one unless anything, you know, happens or deals come along, or, you know, I intend to keep this one for about 10 years if possible. I had my first motorhome, which I bought pretty much on a whim. and I had that for 5 years, nearly 6 years. So I've done pretty well out of that one, buying that on a whim. I've done a lot of research and a lot of, I'm in an hour in which one to get for this one. So I should be able to get 10 years out of this one, as long as I look after it, and it continues doing me fine. Slowly putting money aside as and when to then eventually get a different motorhome. Thank you very much, Linda. Next one. What's been your favourite part of the UK to tour and why? From Tom. I would definitely say Scotland. Scotland is amazing, but the west side, not the east side. There's a bit of an Ali G thing in there, isn't it? West side, east side. I am on one today. I would say Scotland is amazing. Just the sheer views, the ruggedness, and the freedom up there. The vast land, the wildlife that you see, and just being on your own to be able to just do your thing. I mean, I was just driving along, and then I find a little lay-by, and I'm like, right, I'll pull up here, and there isn't a soul around. You're just there doing your thing, cooking my dinner, having a look around, sitting outside, just having a little walk, and just being free to do what I want to do and just chill. So yeah, I'd love to spend more time up there. I really would. I want to get over to Wales and Ireland. Ireland looks amazing, and I can't wait to jump over there. But yeah, I would say the best place I've been in this country would be Scotland. Next question from Thomas. How do people doing this make money if you don't have a YouTube channel? And what made you start this way of life? Right, so the first way, how did I start this life? I went to a bushcraft meetup and met a few people. That's where I met Pete. At that time, he was converting a van and he was living in it. So that was my first introduction to people living in vehicles and van life as we know it. So that was the first introduction. At that time, I was living at my mum's, and then I was like, I didn't know that could be a thing. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So then I went away with that bug in my ear, and then I started looking, thinking, can I do that? Can I make a van? I've got no skills. I'm not trusted with duct tape, let alone tools. So I started looking at motorhomes, and then that led me to then buying a motorhome, because I just thought, whoa, I can move straight out of my mum's, straight into a motorhome. I've got my own place, which, I say own place. This is my place, I know this is a different motorhome from what I'm talking about, but this is my home. So I can move straight out of my mum's, straight into a motorhome. And that's kind of what I did. I had the bug in my ear, and I just went and found a motorhome, done quite a bit of research, bought that motorhome, and then moved out in a weekend. And it worked. Here we are 8 years later, and it's still rocking and rolling, and I'm loving it. Best decision I ever made. Best decision. And the next one is, how do people make money if they don't have YouTube? I don't mean to be rude, Thomas, but it's just a job. Just get a job. I mean, this isn't a sarcastic answer or anything, saying get a job, but I was a lorry driver and living in a motorhome for best part of 5 years. So yeah, you can. I know other people do a lot of other normal jobs. Some people work remote now, but they work for companies. They log on, they sign on, they do their work, whether it be it customer services or data or something like that. And then, 5 o'clock comes or whatever, they turn off, and that's it. They're not YouTubers, they've got no presence online, they've got nothing like that. Yeah, it's just normal work. You can do it. I mean, this is just where I live. This is where I, cook, I eat, I sleep, I shower, and I do everything and live my life inside this vehicle, which travels with me. But I can do any job anywhere else, and to be fair, you've got more opportunities, because you can go, well, okay, there's no work down here, but there's work, in Wales. Okay, I'll go to Wales and I'll find some work over there. If you're working for a company and they say, oh, do you want to go and work, in Swindon? You can go, well, okay, yeah, well, what's the benefits of that? Do I get a pay rise? You have total flexibility being in a vehicle and living van life. So, yeah, why not? Why not? What is your bucket list place to visit yourself and with your motorhome? Will the next book be a cookbook? That is from Dave. So My next book will... I have been thinking about a cookbook. If you would like to see a cookbook and more cooking videos, drop it in the comments below. Let me know, what would you like to see? Because I'm always want to know what you guys want to see and want me to do and want me to show you. So it could be a cookbook. I've got a few ideas, but yeah, it could be a cookbook. And what is your bucket list place to visit and with myself and the motorhome? Do you know what? I don't really know. I kind of just want to explore, and then this is so vague and so vast and so, I don't know, probably such a cheesy answer, but I just want to get out there. I just want to go anywhere. I love travel. I love being on the road. I love going to an airport. I love living out of a backpack, living out of a hotel. I don't do the hostel kind of thing. I'm not really down with that vibe. I mean, there's no problem. I could get onto that, you know, bandwagon if I needed to for any reason. So I just want to experience the road, the world really. Be it, you know, a little town in Wales, or somewhere in, you know, the south of France or Italy, or, you know, Rome, anywhere. You know, I would like to go to some real nice places out in the Nordic countries and do some real good fishing, and then be quite out in the wild. Because I said before, Scotland's probably one of the best places I've been in the UK, because it's so vast and it's so quiet and it's so, you know, you can be on your own. So the Nordic countries would be quite nice to go to, because they, again, are even bigger. They're more rugged. They've got, you know, vast amounts of water. So I would love to do a road trip to there and then just hang out. But yeah, anywhere with good food, really. I mean, it always boils back to food, right? So anywhere with good food, you know. I don't care if it's a kebab van in Bolton. Or five or 7-star dining in Dubai. I'm there. I couldn't really care. If there's good food, I'm there.